to say about this movie. I think we do, right? For the most part.
No.
It was horrible.
Yeah, I saw it twice and still don't really remember it.
I'm sick of this shit. Well, so this is our review for Age of Ultron. Just in case anybody was wondering. I'm here with ODC, that's me, with Clarion Prime and Agent O. As usual.
What's that?
What's happening?
What's up, bitches?
Wow. So what do you want to do first? You want to do the stuff we didn't like, or the stuff we liked, or just free flow, however it happens, as we usually do?
Why don't we do stuff we didn't like first?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So yeah, I guess it's unanimous, obviously. We all didn't like the little forced love story shit that they threw in. I know I didn't. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah,
No, I did not like that shit either. It was awkward as hell.
Yeah.
It was creepy.
so weird.
Yeah, it seemed like a checklist of like business things they needed to do in the movie so that they could,
Get every
quote-unquote, hit
demographic.
demographic, and get the number of people that they
Get that
project
money.
are going to come to see the movie into the seats or whatever.
Exactly. It didn't feel natural at all. And, people bitch about that shit in other movies, like Amazing Spider-Man 2, and it wasn't even nearly this bad in that movie.
Yeah, I will say at least they weren't like humping. Like
Yeah.
I'd have been even more mad if, if the relationship had already gotten to that stage. Like it seemed like the relationship was like about to go, like they were about to become more than just they're about to get even more closer than
You
they
mean
were.
it was about to become a relationship?
Yeah, yeah.
It never really became a relationship because they just they talked about stuff and they never actually got to do it.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the only
one
thing I'll
person
give it.
talked about it, and the other person just stood there like,
Are you
Yeah.
crazy? Bitch,
know.
you lost your
I
mind?
know. He said it wasn't even physically possible.
So you're a scientist.
Yeah, I know.
You need to make it
Like,
possible.
That's what I didn't get. I was like, wait, he can't fuck her. He's gonna kill her. Fallopian tubes out. His Hulk dick. And I just thought it was a weird choice to go with the Hulk as
Yeah,
the
man.
love interest. Like, why him? I just don't. I get if it was like Captain America, okay, because they already had some chemistry in the last movie, but
He's
it
gonna
can't
say
be Cap
because
for Iron Man
it's
who's
Rush.
there at the top.
Huh?
Can't be Hawkeye since this thing, because that thing was waiting to happen. We're like, hey, he's got a family.
Yeah.
What?
I know that kind of came out of nowhere too, but it worked. It worked for
See,
him.
I didn't even mind it because, if you read the
Ultimates,
comics,
yeah.
he had a family in that.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, if you eliminate those three, then who's left?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Falcon.
Tony.
No, not even Falcon. That was another thing.
No.
Why did they not
No,
use...
not even,
They didn't
not
use...
even the MCU is ready for that. So
War Machine.
well, same difference. Not ready for that.
Yeah. We're ready for a love story, but we're not a forced love story. But we're not ready for
for our
African
interracial
American
couple. Yeah.
characters in the movie.
No, they're ready to have
Absolutely.
fucking Vision hump the freaking Scarlet Witch, but not to have a black man, hump a white woman. No, never that.
He was giving her the creep eye towards the end.
I know, right? He was
She
murking
was
hard.
digging it, though, because she
how's
was
it
looking
going?
at him like, oh,
Yeah.
my
Like,
hero.
Ape, I just grew it.
I know, right? They both were murfing hard. Like, seriously murfing. Yeah, that part was, it was like, eh. But my biggest gripe in the whole film was Ultron. I didn't like Ultron at all. I thought he was weak as fuck.
I don't think he was scary enough.
Yeah, he wasn't scary.
Yeah,
He
wasn't scary enough.
He was completely opposite the tone that the trailers all set. And I know because I've said this before, the trailers are meant to just pique your interest. And Marvel's been doing that a lot, where they pique your interest with a trailer that is opposite in tone of the actual film. Like, the film was ha-ha, jokey, you might die, but we're so good at this, it doesn't matter. But then, like, the trailers was like, shit, everybody's gonna die.
So it was like Ultron, kill everyone.
Yeah.
I'm going to fuck everyone up.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah, I didn't. If Ultron just wasn't making, there's no reason for Ultron to ever be making any jokes.
Exactly.
There's just no need for that shit. You keep that shit between Iron Man, Hawkeye, and Captain America with his outdated jokes.
Exactly.
That shit's funny.
Yeah.
But Ultron
Chopped out
making
and
jokes
you-
while he's chopping people's arms off, it doesn't fit.
I like that part though. He was like, "Oh, sorry." I didn't
No.
mean
That was a reaction, and that's cool. That wasn't more of a joke. I mean, like the jokey shit when he was like, humans give birth to smaller humans. I mean,
what do you call them?
Children.
Yes, lost the word there.
Yeah, or like when he was like, yeah, and then I'm gonna what was it he said? He said something, and he was like, no, that's too simple. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, and then yeah, pretty much I'm gonna do whatever it was. The first thing she said. What did she say? She asked him if he's gonna just kill everybody or something like that.
I think he was
something
gonna make
like
them suffer
the Avengers.
first.
Like, I'm gonna kill everyone, but mostly, yeah.
Yeah, it was like that, and it's like I get that somehow you even they had to imprint Tony Stark's, personality on this character even more because, supposedly he made Ultron. Even though that was kind of vague also in the film, he didn't actually make that Ultron. That was already, he said it was already existing within the staff when he, scanned all that shit,
I was going to say, if you went from, the Iron Legion, which had, no personality whatsoever, they were literally robots.
Uh-huh.
Please leave this area. The area is unsafe.
I mean, they imply that him and Banner worked
Get
on.
the fuck out of my face!
So you go from that to friggin', fully devious, psychopathic, bad side Tony Stark.
I mean, they imply that they worked on the AI interface and all that.
Yeah, I get that.
But I don't. Yeah, but the jump from
that to fully
to
sentient
being twisted, I don't know where that came from.
And then I think it was further lost because he wasn't clinical evil Ultron like what we've read all these years.
Yeah.
And I know people are going to say, "Oh, you're being a purist." No, once again, I don't mind it. I don't mind if they change shit, but when you change small things, it works better. When you change giant things to the point where a character is no longer the character that he's supposed to be, it kind of feels weird. You know what I mean? The motivations feel different. Everything feels different because the Ultron
because it's not that character anymore.
Exactly. The Ultron we know, he literally is it's like Agent Smith in a machine. He's literally like, fuck, humans are like cancer, and we need to wipe them out so that things can prosper. End of story. There's no compromise. There's no discussion. I'm going to kill all human beings so that the world can actually survive. End of story. So, this weird in-between...
Exactly. If anything, he seemed more like Zod than he did like fucking Ultron.
Yeah. It is weird. Then there's the whole Hulkbuster Iron Man fight. Every time I've ever read a comic where Tony put on a Hulkbuster suit and fought the Hulk, he got his ass throttled.
Yeah, he got ripped out of the suit.
Yeah, the Hulk always handed him his ass. Why is it that I know why, but why do people buy it now that Tony can knock out the Hulk? Like, he knocked the Hulk out, and it was like, punch, fade to black, then fade in, and freaking Banner was illin' in the back of the fucking Quinjet, in the blanket and sweating and shit. I know, right? Man, I'll suck your dick.
Like, what am I, a sock?
I got these teeth.
It was ridiculous. I was like, seriously? Tony just whacked the Hulk into submission?
But I mean, that's the whole like you could even take it back to the first movie, when he fought Thor.
Yeah,
Thor should have smacked him with the hammer, and it would have been over right there because he's they nerfed Thor so hard in both of these movies. But once again, that's being a purist, and I mean, I get why they did it, but it still
it doesn't make sense for Thor. I mean, he's supposed to be. They keep referring to him as the God of Thunder, and then they make him do kind of super things, like strongman super things, and it's like, he's the God of Thunder. How's Tony Stark going to build a suit that can withstand? And it's not the Hulkbuster armor. The Thorbuster armor. If it was the Thorbuster armor, I would have been like, yep, makes sense, because that was the purpose. And it's got a magical stone in there that comes from the same place that, Thor comes from. So yeah, okay, that makes sense. But fucking last minute Deus Ex Machina, where it's like, oh, 400%. Get the fuck out of here.
Batteries get charged up.
Get the fuck out of here. That shit made me so angry. But, once again...
Yeah, he
but it's the Robert Downey Jr. show, so that's... That's the one thing I did like about that movie. It wasn't the Robert Downey Jr. show.
Yeah.
As hard.
Yeah, definitely.
The last thing I had a problem with was when everyone, just before the Hulk was fighting the Hulkbuster, was why was what was Hulk seeing that was making him go crazy? They never even showed that.
That's
like
true.
They showed Captain America and what was fucking him up. They showed Black Widow, she having a flashback. Everything that everybody was afraid of, and they didn't even bother with the Hulk. They were just like, "Oh, don't worry about that. Don't."
Just raise monster.
Like,
that's a good enough excuse.
Oh no, you don't need to see this.
Mice everywhere. Mice.
Oh man,
Mice
no, he was seeing Old Man Logan. He was seeing what happens to the Hulks and Old Man Logan. That's exactly what was making him go crazy. He was like, inbred Hulks. What the fuck? Like, I don't know, but I guess that was. I guess that's the majority of what I had issues with. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that was kind of whack that I didn't like. I mean, I'll say overall, it didn't feel as epic as the first one. And I guess that's because it's one of those things where you can only go in a different direction. You can't
Yeah, you're not going to recapture the magic that happened in the first movie, because it was the first time they ever pulled some shit like that off.
Yeah.
With the whole, connected universe. I mean, I know a lot of people, I've read some reviews where people were saying that they didn't like how some of the connections to other movies that are upcoming were kind of shoehorned in there. But I was like, that's Marvel's thing now. You have to have that because it's become part of the formula, to tie all these other movies together. And I didn't really feel like it was forced. Like people were saying Vision was forced in there, and I wasn't feeling that either.
No.
I felt his introduction to the movie was good.
Yeah, he made sense. I liked Vision was the most perfect thing in the film to me. That was my favorite part of the
everything
film.
overall.
Yeah, Vision was dope.
Maybe that and like Wakanda, Wakanda,
Wicca.
All right, Waka Flocka. Yeah, man, that was
this guy.
Waka Flocka Flame.
This is just funny. I mean, this guy's used to mentioning friggin' like complex chemicals and biological terms. And he can't say the word Wakanda.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that was just
America. But yeah, like I said, that was my only bunch of stuff that I hated. Everything else was pretty cool. I mean, like, I guess now we're going into the good stuff. My second favorite thing from besides Vision was Cap. Cap was fucking amazing. Like, everything Cap did physically was like what I always imagined seeing Cap do in stuff. I mean, like when he got hit by Quicksilver and he just tech rolled out of it in the air. That shit was awesome. I was like, damn, like just like in the games, like this is awesome. Or like,
there's an advanced on the field,
pretty much. Or like when he would get like hit by someone and he would just roll and just keep coming, for whoever it was. It's like that's what a super soldier is. They will not stop the way that a regular soldier would, and they finally got it, so you can totally see it. It's something I've been waiting to see since the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, when Blonsky challenged the Hulk before he got smashed. Like,
oh yeah,
that shit was so awesome when he was like
the Hulk just bitch slapped him.
Pretty much. But you remember how he was like dipping and dodging and like doing all the cool shit on the ground and sliding around on the ground. It was like really cool, and they never really went back to that. You got little glimpses of it in like the first Avengers movie and in the first Avenger, but like they never really went nuts with it. And then finally Cap is like on the battlefield turning all kinds of weird flips that we've never seen him do before, and it just looked right.
Yeah, I feel like they kicked the action up a notch compared to the last movie.
Like, oh yeah, way
what I wanted to see them doing in the first movie, they did it in the second movie.
Yeah.
Especially that first action sequence at the beginning.
That shit was perfect. That was probably worth the price of admission by itself.
It would have been cool. I thought it would have been a really cool thing to do if, like, each one of the members of the team got their one shot in on Ultron.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, come on, just do it, just do it, and it never came, and I was like, that's okay. It's still good though.
Yeah.
The fighting, the choreography was like fucking awesome.
Yeah.
In that movie, like. Well, I already know, like, we all know, like, it's going to be good in a Marvel movie. We know the choreography's going to be good.
Yeah. because they've gotten to
the
that
camera
point.
angles were really good too.
Yeah, the directing was really clean and like clear. You could see everything. It wasn't like anything was really difficult to catch. It's just there were things that you could tell were left out of the film. You know, like all the Thor shit. You know, they cut a whole bunch of Thor stuff because of Ragnarok.
Yeah, I'm hoping when it comes out on Blu-ray, it's gonna have like a lot of that extra stuff thrown in there because
yeah, it's gonna be a 3-hour cut,
like 3.5 hours long.
Yeah, it's gonna be that cut. That's what they said. It's gonna all be in there again. Yeah,
I feel like they should just make all the Avengers movies from now on. Just make them 3 hours, just like Star Wars movies. Just
yeah, make
have the big ones, the epic ones. Just do 3 hours. Why all 6 movies? They should do it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Like Lord of the Rings, just let us have it. Don't hold back. Let us fucking have it.
Yep,
that would be awesome. Yeah, I don't know what it is about that. I guess they still think that audiences will not sit down. I mean, Lord of the Rings exists, but they still don't use that as a measuring stick as to how epic you can make these films. And I think by now they should understand that they can go that route with Marvel films. You know,
I think people have just been trained, not have to wait that long through a movie. Like you figure, like if you ever watch like I don't know, like most movies overseas that have a slower pace, and then they're like 3 hours long on top of that. But they made
like Gone Girl.
Yeah.
Gone Girl could have been a 2-hour movie, and it would have been a better movie if it was 2 hours.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with that movie is that it was just so long. It felt like it was longer than 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah, the pacing.
Like there were scenes where you thought there was like a fade to black, and then I'm like, okay, that's the end of the movie. That was a good movie.
It
just kept going. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Jesus Christ, how long is this movie? Am I going to be here until next week?
Yeah, man.
But it's movies like that. But if you're being entertained for 3 hours, that's different. It doesn't feel like 3 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right. What's wrong? Oh, I forgot I was even recording. My bad. My bad. I'm doing too many things at once, man. I'm like drawing and like, talking and my bad. But I agree. Some movies, the pacing kind of throws off the whole feel of the film, and it makes the movie feel a lot longer than it actually is. The Marvel movies, I guess it's a good thing. They're not quite in that, in that ballpark. They don't all feel long. Iron Man 2 did, but that movie's kind of bad, so we're not going to talk about Iron Man 2. But
I'll watch it over 3.
Iron Man 3.
Yeah, it was better than 3. You're right. It was way better than 3. Oh, man, Iron Man.
Yeah, I watched it the other day, and I would almost forgive that movie if it wasn't for that last fight scene at the end of the film. It just didn't do anything for me, and it was too short.
Yeah.
Like
it was way too short.
It was like Revenge of the Fallen. Like, the big bad showed up, and Optimus Prime was like, fatality. And just pulled out his heart, And it's like, they're sitting there like, don't cross the streams. And then they cross the streams, and it's done. And you're like, wow, really? That's it? Oh, man.
That's it?
I know Whiplash showed up in that dope-ass suit and didn't really do shit.
I know, right? They should have had, like,
nothing.
In the background, you should just hear, you lose. You lose. That shit would have been awesome.
Or they should have had the kid from The Simpsons roll up and go,
Yeah, that would have been awesome. But, man, the movie was good. The action was really cool. I liked how they brought in the twins. I didn't think I was actually going to dig that so much. And I liked that they didn't really go overboard. Like, X-Men... Days of Future Past went overboard in trying to make you like Quicksilver. The Quicksilver that we've been reading in comic books is a douchebag, and that's the way he's supposed to be. You're not supposed to like him. And they totally overpowered that version of the character because he doesn't get that powerful until way later in his life. They made him like the Flash. Like, he literally had Flash levels of power, and he just wasn't himself. Whereas this one, he was a douchebag, but there was a reason for it. Like a very clear-cut reason for why they don't trust people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're kind of in it for themselves because they've been kind of screwed over in the worst possible fucking kind of way. That they're just like, we needed power, we found a way to get the power, and now we're going to use it so that we never end up in that situation again. So, I didn't have problems with them at all. freaking Elizabeth
I think the
Olsen's
only
hot.
problem I had was that he died at the end. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I know.
He died at the end, and I'm like, oh, why'd you kill him off? What the fuck is
I
going on?
read Josh Whedon's explanation for that, and I get it.
He didn't have anywhere to go. There was nothing else you could do with
that, and he wanted to show, like, you know, throughout the whole movie, you kind of seeing these heroes, they're doing their thing, and they're kind of wisecracking while they're doing it, and you start to get the sense of, oh, you're feeling safe, like, oh, they're all gonna make it, you know, nobody's gonna die, and then he was like, he had to hit you with that little quick dose of reality, like, you know, you can still get Captain America, you know, doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Like this shit is dangerous.
Yeah.
But what's...
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I think I would have chose someone else.
Yeah, what, Hawkeye? Don't tell me you're in that camp. You hate Hawkeye, too?
What, Hawkeye?
Do you hate Hawkeye?
No, I don't have a problem. No, I didn't even say Hawkeye.
No, I'm just asking.
I would have chose someone else, though.
Yeah.
What?
No, because you know how a lot of people... They say don't kill anybody else but Hawkeye. Like everybody hates Jeremy Renner, so I'm just asking if that was the issue because I hate that. I'm like people don't. I thought
he was a key part of this
exactly
against Ultron. He's like a key player.
Yeah,
like
you can't get rid of him.
I wouldn't have killed him off. I would have killed someone else. I don't know. I would have killed someone else.
I would have killed Banner.
Fuck Banner. Yeah, just kill the Hulk.
Because they don't know.
It's going to come back later.
Well, they don't know what to do with him. You know, even if they keep on saying, "Oh, we can't make, you know, the next Hulk movie because you know Universal still has rights and blah blah blah, whatever." All right, fucking get rid of him then. Like, let's end this and put another powerful character in there.
But how does Universal still have rights if he's in the MCU?
They have the rights to like standalone feature.
Oh, okay.
Whereas they can put him in an ensemble cast where he's not the main character. I think the rights game is so stupid. Like when you hear like,
well, I think they just made like the wrong decisions on how to let these characters be used.
Well, at the time they just needed money. So it was like, yeah, I'll sell this and I'll sell this and I'll sell this. $2 million, thank you. You know? But like
now they're regretting it.
Exactly. I'm only saying this for like, you know, that he's a character who I don't see Universal giving them full rights anytime soon. So just get rid of him. Make him die in a ambiguous kind of way so that if you do get the rights in the future, then you could always bring him back.
But I mean, wouldn't Universal just turn around and be like, fuck it, and make another Hulk movie?
Like one movie. If they could get away with one movie.
Yeah.
Well, there'd be two movies I'd like to see. Planet Hulk is number one on my list of Hulk movies I want to see.
Yeah.
And then I want to see. I would like to see if they did some sort of storyline like where they maybe just like quotations killed off the Hulk and then brought in the Red Hulk.
Yeah.
Like
I hate the Red Hulk.
Have a storyline with
Ross.
Yeah, but it's a filler.
Yeah.
It's a filler.
Yeah. Well, I say this. I'm against that, and only because I'm not a big fan of filler episodes in anything, and Marvel hasn't been doing filler anything so far. You know what I mean? Like it seems like they've been taking extra care to give you exactly what you need as far as like the story beats. Like they're not just giving you. They're just not giving you filler, I guess is where I'm going. That's what I'm trying to say. They're giving you shit only what you need, and they're not giving you stuff to keep you busy. Everything is important enough to be part of the story. Like if you notice, they've stopped with the origin stories. Like even Captain Marvel's not getting an origin story. They're gonna have flashbacks that will reveal who she is and where she comes from, but they're not gonna give you a full-on origin story. Even Spider-Man, they said they're done.
Yeah, they really don't. That's one you don't need it.
I'll shoot myself if I have to sit through Uncle Ben getting shot again. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, yeah, no. But yeah, it's...
Poor man, he just dies. That's his only purpose.
Remember we were talking about that shit. The only people to ever die more than him is the fucking Waynes. That's it. Those people are getting shot on the regular. It's like, damn. But yeah, I prefer where they don't go nuts with the origins and the filler, you know, because that way the stories will be more meaningful. Filler stories usually end up being kind of like the shit that everyone forgets and they retcon and they, you know, you ignore it down the road.
I mean, if you have to do it, use your, you know, fancy schmancy intro, you know, graphics to the movie to tell a brief bit of how they came to be. Kind of like how in Blade 2, that's basically what they did. For anybody who hadn't seen the first movie, they gave you a brief little synopsis while you hear the intro music of how Blade and Whistler met up and
what they've been doing,
and what they've been doing since then. So and it worked. It worked like it was fine.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna do an origin story, or at least if you're gonna show it in that sense. Show it real quick.
Well, and Peter Parker makes references to his origin all the goddamn time. He's always like, the day I got bit by that radioactive spider. You're like, oh, dude, we know. Like, come on. But anyway, we gotta get back to our review. Sorry, I'm getting everybody sidetracked. Favorite parts. What was everybody's favorite part? Do you guys have a unanimous favorite part, or what you guys like? What was the best thing for you? Mine was when Ultron chopped off Homeboy's arm. That shit was so funny, man. He's just like, oh, ooh, that we can take care of that. Ooh, I'm so sorry. Like that.
Why did you find nothing like Tony?
Like, it just caught me off guard. I was not expecting that.
Mine was just in general them fighting as a team.
Yeah, you
I've
hardly
been wanting to
see
see that in the X-Men movies, and it just never really happened.
Yeah.
Hell, I won't even say, like, even in Days of Future Past, like, you had them all together in the football field, and they still really didn't feel
coordinated. They didn't do anything. Yeah, they didn't do anything. I know what you mean.
And which didn't make sense to me because those Sentinels were real slow. They were real shitty.
Yeah, you should be flossing.
And Magneto brought that entire wall to wall them all in.
Yeah.
But then couldn't, like, pull any of the rebar out of it to, like, spear the fucking Sentinels. Like, there was just no thought put into how he's supposed to operate other than, when he wants to kill Nazis that ran away. Like, he put all kinds of imagination on how he was going to, make sure they got.
Yeah.
But when it came to time to fight, he just forgot how to use his abilities.
Yeah.
So yeah, I dug all that.
Yeah, the fighting was awesome. The fighting was quality. Go ahead. I'm just saying it was quality. I dug it. I was like, wow.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to. No, I wasn't trying to interrupt anybody. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
No, my scene, and I think my favorite character of the movie was Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And then when he was talking to the just the relationship he had with the twins, how they went from fucking hating each other and kind of Hawkeye having their number.
Yeah.
The guy that you would least expect, that most people would least expect to have their number.
Yeah.
Being as how powerful those two are. I thought it was cool. He's like, oh, you're not sneaking up on me. I don't do mind control anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I've been through that once.
Yeah.
I thought it was
awesome.
a nice little reference to the first movie. And the speech that he gives Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It was really good. I thought that was probably my favorite scene was that. And then she comes out and she's like, I'm going to fuck everybody up.
I know, right? I know, right? Look out! Look out! Yeah, that was quality. It was really cool.
Deceased!
Yeah, it was quality. It was. Yeah, I really dug, too, how they did her powers. I didn't think they were going to do that in a way that would be easy for you to get, but they simplified it just enough to make it make sense.
Just
and
cut out the reality altering power.
Yeah.
I
knew that was
should ever give
and she was creepy, man. She was creepy. Remember when she was like she
backed up and fast forward
into the door a certain
yeah. It was like Japanese horror shit there.
It was just weird though that they didn't keep up with that. Like I wish that she always moved in that kind of a way. That would have been awesome, but instead it was kind of like sometimes she did that, and yeah, they were kind of inconsistent with that. But yeah, she was, the way she moved, and yeah, she was cool.
Her little hand thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like that rave pop lock hand thing. But it works because you put the effect around it and it actually works.
Yeah, it looked good.
It's definitely going to differentiate, the way she casts her powers
from Doctor
Strange, because they both do the thwippy hands in the comics.
Yeah.
It's gonna definitely help. Hopefully they'll do something interesting with them.
Yeah. Oh, they will. Shit, you know they will. If Doctor Strange to me was the best animated Marvel movie, a lot of people argue with me about that shit. Like, no, it was Planet Hulk. No, it wasn't Planet Hulk because Planet Hulk was like
good.
It was good, and it was an abridged version. Whereas like Doctor Strange, it was like the whole origin, and they were so imaginative with how he used this, how everybody who used magic, how they used their powers. So I think, yeah, Doctor Strange, they were slow making the film too, like even getting to the casting. They'll definitely do a good job with that.
Yeah, I like Planet Hulk. That's definitely one of my favorite, Hulk stories of all time.
Yeah.
But I almost don't want to see it as a movie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I just because I'm afraid they wouldn't hit it like the way they should.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I would want to see it. Like if they do it and they do it right, then I'd be all for it.
Yeah. I don't know. I have a feeling they could do it right. I mean, they haven't done anything really that wrong.
Like you can't do a Planet Hulk movie and have Hulk be barely in the movie.
so you could show us freaking what's his name all the time.
Yeah, you can't do that because it was Hulk almost the entire time up until about the end when the planet gets destroyed.
Yeah, because
he takes that one moment to reveal himself to what's her face, the old strong chick.
Yeah,
and then because he was like, if we're gonna be together, then you need to know all of me, and so she shows him Banner, and then he reverts back, and she was like, "All right, fine," like she was down.
All right, give me the chomp chomp. Yeah. Give me that chomp chomp.
It would be so cool though because you would have to have like the fallout with the Avengers shooting him into space, and then you would have Planet Hulk. It could be like a 3-part series. Have Planet Hulk, and then when he gets back, World War Hulk, and then fucking boom, man, that would be epic.
I just think though it's one of those stories though that people are going a little too apeshit for. Like, here's another thing. Okay, I'm glad that we started talking about the Planet Hulk shit. Fury said that the Quinjet crashed in the ocean somewhere near Fiji or whatever because he said he probably climbed out and swam to Fiji. Yeah. The fucking Quinjet was not made to go into space in these movies. Not yet. I'm pretty sure they will. I am so
when Infinity
tired.
War comes out, they're gonna have to.
Man, everywhere I look, when people are doing their little reviews and their speculations and their blah 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 nerd shit that they always do with everything, they're like, Hulk is off-world. Hulk is in space. Planet Hulk. They told you they're not going to do that shit. Mark Ruffalo said they're not going to do that shit. Kevin Feige said they're not going to do that shit. The movie showed you something completely different. Where do you get this stuff from? Like, we watched the same fucking movie. Something specifically happened.
I get it from my nerd brain.
This shit is annoying. It's like, stop trying to write your own version of what happened and just take in what actually happened. Appreciate the shit the way...
Then they get to be like incredibly upset when it doesn't happen, as if the expectation they built up in their head was reality.
Yeah, that shit.
When something else is revealed,
it makes me so mad.
It's so true.
It makes me so
it's
mad.
Like, oh my god, you've been telling us it was going to be Planet Hulk all this time. No, you've been telling yourself it was going to be Planet Hulk.
Yeah, you and your delusions.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm like,
you and your delusions. Your one-on-one interview.
One-on-one.
This shit is annoying, man. Like, I swear I watched it, then I watched all these people. Some of them are YouTubers that I actually respect, their style and their ability to, like, put these little pieces together. And I had to seriously say it. I'm saying it so everyone can hear me. You motherfuckers are delusional. Like, some of that shit all of that shit that you guys were talking with this Planet Hulk shit did not happen. It just didn't fucking happen. We watched the same movie. You saw something different. I'm sorry. But that shit did not happen. I mean, I even went back and watched it. I saw it twice. And I was like, let me watch it again and see if I missed something before I
don't even know how people can come to that conclusion.
Yeah, I'm like, really? Planet Hulk? Like, there's no build-up, no nothing. It's just, Hulk mad, Hulk go to space, Hulk ashamed. Hulk fly Quinjet into space just because fans want it. Like, what the fuck? Like, really? There has to be build-up.
Climbed out of the Quinjet and then jumped off of it into space.
Yeah.
And now he's just swimming.
It didn't even make any damn sense. Yeah. Like, really?
He's swimming right
He's
now.
Swimming in
He's
space.
on his way. Give him a chance. He's on his way. Swimming.
I know, right?
While.
If anyone can do it, The Hulk could swim just through
Hulk's
space.
a slow swimmer. Hulk not like swimming.
Yeah, I don't understand that shit, man. It frustrates me, and I'm just like, you guys need to stop. Stop with this shit. This is why we can't have nice things, because you motherfuckers take it too far. I mean, it worked the way it was. Like, don't kill it before it's even got a chance to land, you know? Like, the movie's only been out for, what, 2 weeks? Something like that? Yeah. Like, God, stop it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Sorry, that's my tirade for today. That's my complaint. My big complaint.
As Angry Joe would say, no.
No. No. Yes, exactly. No. Fucking ridiculous, man. But yeah, I'll say that, like, there are some things, little subtle things, like the Hulk's face in this movie was pretty great. He looked fucking crazy when he was supposed to look crazy. Like, when he was when they were in Johannesburg and they were having that battle, he just looked strung the fuck out.
There was that one shot where
he like held his head and then he looked around. And
no, not even that. But it was really fast. It looked like one of those shots where they strap the camera to you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it moves with you, and you're seeing them just wigging out.
The pro shots, basically.
Yeah.
They had it. It was like less than a second.
Yeah.
You're just seeing his head going everywhere, and he's just screaming at the top of his lungs, and you're like, you know, he's just fucking lost.
Like the Hulk was gone.
Yeah.
Completely gone.
He's like smashing. Yeah, it's like smashing shit, and then like the dude started shooting him in the back, and he's like flinching because the bullets are coming, and he raged and went after those guys. And
yeah, the shit was awesome. And then
some people were complaining that they were saying like, oh, there's no way people would have died and all that. Well, like, they never said people didn't die.
Yeah, exactly.
In that scene.
Man, Hulk was throwing cars at random people down the street. And, like, they don't even show you what happened to the people on the other end. So, yeah, they need to kill that noise. I heard people comparing it to Man of Steel. There was even an article that said...
No, I was just about to say that shit.
That's where I was going.
There was an article...
Stop with that Man of Steel shit.
Yeah, man. There was an article that said that the Avengers...
I don't want to hear any of the business from them.
There was an article that said
I don't
that...
want to hear any of it. DC can't do movies because now the total destruction at Marvel is just perfect.
I know, right?
Marvel, it's just perfect. It doesn't destroy anything.
Yeah, Hulk killed a lot of people. A lot of people.
And people didn't survive in the city. Not everybody survived that.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be war if you could save every damn body.
Yeah.
So
they saved who they could, and whoever they couldn't. Well, that's the casualty of
collateral damage right there. Unfortunately,
the only people that really got saved and all that was, I think, the people in the elevator who somehow did not get crushed.
Yeah, man.
The G forces don't apply to those people.
He just like held it like Iron Man just held it like 3 feet above the ground and was like, get out, please.
I know, right? No whiplash or nothing, man. No nothing. Yeah, man. Hulk killed a lot of people. There was an article though that said that, and I hate this because this is that clickbait shit that we see so often now. It said that the unseen enemy in Avengers Age of Ultron was Man of Steel. And I was like, really? You really took the time to try and weave these two things together so you could just imagine that shit happening in Africa was the same shit happening in freaking Metropolis? You know what I mean? Like, shit happening in they went all over the place. They were in Korea at one point. Yeah. They were all over, and you're trying to say all that shit was the Battle of Metropolis? Like, really, homie? Really?
I can see it.
Get out!
And the thing is, like, you compare, like, the amount of people that Superman saved. He saved the whole Earth. Where the Avengers just saved one country.
Yeah, individual countries, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, like, they'll save a couple people, a city, and a country. Superman saved the whole world from being destroyed.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of what people miss with that fucking movie.
If he did nothing, or if he failed, like, nothing was going to stop them.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. People are crazy.
From terraforming and destroying everybody.
Yep.
Like, and the other thing is, like, Superman did the work of all the Avengers and then some.
Yeah.
Like, hello, do people not see this shit?
They didn't want to see it. They didn't want to see it. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, it was more practical for the Avengers to be able to save who they save.
There's 9 Avengers
in that final scene. Yeah, and you have somebody who has speed too, so you can reach a lot more people faster than the individual Avengers could. But Superman was just one dude, like fighting 3 other Supermen at the same time. So
he couldn't go anywhere that they couldn't go.
Yeah,
so, you know, and they were the more experienced ones. So
and on top of that, he just learned how to fly.
Yeah.
Like an hour.
That was literally his first day on the job.
Yeah. So yeah, we're that one. Yeah, it's no more. I don't want to. Yeah, like you said, I don't even want to hear that shit. I'm not going to even give that. I'm not going to dignify it with a response anymore past what we just talked about.
I think it was Marvel's way of trying to
Cash
not have that argument brought to their own films.
Well, shit, in the first Avengers movie, people had to get killed.
Yeah.
I mean, it was New York. You trying to tell me you could save all those people? There were buildings getting smashed. And,
hell no.
You know, freaking...
Whales were flying into the building.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, the Hulks jumped through a building.
Into the building.
Yeah, he jumped through a building and, like, freaking tackled the jaw of one of them and slammed him into a building. People died. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's just the way it works.
And they covered their tracks by showing a memorial to all the people that died.
Exactly.
You know, and it made sense. There's no way you were going to be able to save each and every individual.
Well, shit, even Daredevil talks about the fallout of that.
Yeah.
So, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did too. So, yeah, you guys need to get your heads out of your ass and stop wearing your butts for hats and actually start paying attention to what's being said in these films.
Just let that shit go. Man.
Yeah, let's stop fighting. You can like
and on top of that, we've been how many years have we all been reading comics?
I know.
How many fucking people die in comics?
Yeah.
There's so many people that die in comics. Come on. Like, this is not anything new.
Yeah. No, civilians are never hurt.
This is why I go back to what I was saying.
They're just several incidents of sprained deltoids and gout.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my ACL. Oh.
Yeah, man. They need
Where's
to stop.
Dr. Andrews when I need him?
I know. 3D print me close my wound.
Yeah, they need to stop. It's just one of those things. Like, that shit needs to die.
I'm surprised nobody complained about that.
What?
The technology, the 3D printing, healing.
Well, they have that shit in real life.
Like,
that's why.
The 3D flesh creation.
Yeah, they do that shit in real life.
Like the flesh creating technology.
Yeah, there's a couple doctors that are, they're doing that now. It's just not perfect like it is in the film. They're making ears and shit, making spleens and stuff, and kidneys. They do it.
Yeah.
They do it in real life.
I heard of the ears and the noses too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know, they're growing those on animals, but I mean, like...
No, they're printing them.
Building it?
Yeah, with a 3D printer. It's like some I forgot what they called it. It was like fucking bio mesh or some shit was what it was called. And you see them dripping the shit out of the...
And most people don't know that shit.
Yeah,
most
I know. Because people don't read. They just watch the movies and let the movies tell you what everything is all about. But
if it's not on TV, clearly it's not that important.
Yeah.
But
it'll have no effect on our society down the road at all.
Exactly, right?
No.
That's what I love about, like, the arguments with, like, artificial intelligence and robotics and shit. And it's like they keep on doing more and more and more and more. You're seeing the big dog and all the androids in Asia that they're making and shit. And it's like,
the fucking combat suits that they're making. They want those suits to also be autonomous, so you don't have to have a person in them.
Skynet, anybody? Like, seriously? We're not gonna pretend like we never saw that movie. Come on,
like, we're
gonna keep making. Obviously, it won't happen.
God, I mean that.
Jesus
Christ. Stuff in movies never happens in reality.
I know, right?
So many fail safes, like put in place. There's no way they just like go bonkers and just like start targeting everything.
Shit's just weird.
That would never happen. Why would that ever happen in the world?
No, what's the matter with you?
There are people whose job it is to make sure it doesn't happen.
And they always do their job. Always. But, yeah, man, I don't know. The slow-mo shots in the movie were fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking amazing. Like that first slow-mo shot that everyone saw in the trailer where they were in the woods and, it was like they lined up perfectly. That shit was, it was like picture perfect, you could pause it and it was a perfect screensaver, perfect, gatefold cover or something.
Right there.
Yeah, shit was, it was awesome. And then the scene at the end when they had them all guarding that key for the city to actually drop, to turn off the
Yeah.
engines. That shit was perfect. It was so perfect that they made that statue at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Because they knew it was going to kill. That part was going to be that good. And it was just awesome seeing everybody do their little piece, and like it just looked picture perfect. That's why when people talk about the X-Men films, I always say, no, we're not going to have that discussion, because nothing in those films touches the those movies. Nothing does, not at all. So I don't know. There's a difference between good directing and just directing. Bryan Singer just directs, whereas freaking Joss Whedon is a good director. You know what I mean? Really good director. He actually has a style. So I was impressed with that. The action in general was.
He directs. What he does is he directs Hugh Jackman to wear nothing.
As often as possible, which is
I know every movie.
You'd think if you were a director, you would know. As a director, you would know your limits, and if you know you don't really shoot action that well,
you get an
would at
action
least
director.
go and hire an actual action director that knows their shit.
Get a second unit guy.
Yeah, he doesn't want to admit though that he has faults. I mean, everybody acts like he didn't fuck up Superman. How do you fuck up a simple Superman story, like a simple one, not Man of Steel, where it's like a reimagining, which is something everybody always forgets when they bring it up, but just a simple. It's supposed to be a sequel to the movies that existed beforehand. And you fucked that up, like royally. He didn't just fuck it up. He fucked it up. It's as if no time passed between the last movie and that one. And he fucked it up so bad. Visually, even the story shit that all of his team, was cool with, it wasn't good.
Yeah, the only thing that was good about those movies was the saving people sequences. And I guarantee you that wasn't him who directed any of that shit.
Yeah.
Because you compare the way those were shot
to everything
and
else.
everything that happens in it to everything else, it doesn't match up to his directing style.
Yep, I agree. So yeah, freaking Joss Whedon, awesome director. I mean, I think he put way too much in this film. I'll say that for sure. The movie seemed like he had a lot of shit that he wanted to do. And because they cut out an hour and some change out of the film, you lost some of the important stuff. And also because they wanted to spread some of that shit out into Thor Ragnarok. Yeah. You lost some of the impact and some of the, some of the questions weren't fully answered in the film. Like when they split up at the very end, it's kind of not that clear. Like, Tony's not going to go buy a farm. So that him and Pepper can hang out.
They kind of split on good terms. And I was like, how is this gonna segue into Civil War?
Oh, I was reading about that too. So they said that the film version of Civil War is the beef is on who answers to who. It's not the registration thing fully.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? Come on. So you're gonna have all these people, all these different groups, and all these groups need someone, I guess, to answer to. And, are they part of the Avengers? Are they under the Avengers? Are they, their own entity? Who do they answer to? And I guess Tony wants, a bunch to answer to him, and Cap is like, if they're Avengers, they answer to me, and I guess there's a beef. I'm paraphrasing, because we don't really know.
Yeah, but they just started shooting.
Yeah, that's what the synopsis has been on a couple places that I've, reliable places that I happen to frequent. Normally I don't get into all that shit. I remember we were talking about it, so I was like, let me see what they have so far. What did they write? And that's supposedly the thing.
In all honesty, I wish they never really thought to do Civil War.
Yeah,
I don't think it was that great of a story, and I don't think that was something you could have done in one movie. Have it start and then wrap it up all by the end of the movie. You'd have to really simplify it.
Yeah, if you trim all the fat, you could definitely do it. But yeah, I know what you mean. They should have went back.
Well, I have a strike against that movie already because I know it's going to be. It's the last movie for
Chris Evans.
It's the last movie for Chris Evans as Cap, and he wants to start directing and shit. But I heard that. Now I'm starting to hear that that's a rumor that they decided not to resign him.
No, whatever. I remember hearing him say that shit.
I'm not feeling Monkey Cap though. I don't want Monkey Cap.
Yeah, me neither.
Leading my Avengers, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
No.
Like Chris Evans is Captain America. It's one of those few people that like
he owns that character,
and is that guy is that dude that's him. Like
Chris
30
Evans
years
is
from now, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, Chris Evans is great as Captain America."
Yeah.
Man, I wish you could get another guy like that could do his role the way he handled Captain America. It's like nobody wants to see Bucky Cap. I'm not saying nothing against Sebastian Stan, but he's a good actor. But I just don't see him having the same impact that Chris Evans did.
He won't, and they're
gonna take it in a different direction.
Yeah, I think that like Agent O said, the point is they want to get away from the goody two shoes, example for humanity, and make him, flawed and kind of evil, but on the good guy's side. He's kind of a loose cannon. Yeah, I know.
To the 90s again.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't get why a lot of people, that's what they want. You're hearing a lot of fans and a lot of people, and when I read the comments on these things, and I hear on other, podcasts and videos and shit like that, people keep dissing the 90s, but then they want all the characters of the modern day to reflect the 90s. Hence, my biggest
It's just
example,
become that thing to hate on.
Well, the 80s and the 90s, right? Late 80s, early 90s.
Yep.
You have the freaking Dark Knight Returns, and everything is being, like, they're shoehorning that style into everything. It's got to be gun-toting, and it's got to be fucking unapologetic and just all up in your face and fucking smashing shit and everything, even if that's not the character's...
No mercy.
Exactly, no mercy, even if that's not the character's style. And, like, there's certain characters who they found a way to interject that style into their universe, and that's Bucky Cap is an example of that.
Jason Todd is
the Batman version. Yeah,
when they had the Battle for the Cow, he was toting guns,
dressed up as Batman with the weird face
scary
mask.
Batman.
Yeah, he was just murking folks, and it was like
that was awesome.
Yeah, it was cool, but I'm saying like too often that's the case, and people don't admit that they always, like you said, they love to hate on the 90s, even people who weren't around in the 90s. And they don't realize that your favorite fucking character, Deadpool, is a product of the goddamn 90s. He's like the poster boy 90s, for that shit. Yeah. So, like, these motherfuckers need to know their shit. But, like, they want that with everybody. And I think Marvel is seeing it, and that's why they're like, hey, we can do that with, Bucky Cap, because Bucky Cap was dark as heck. He was, like, really fucked up. And we got to make Cap once he put the Cap uniform on, we could make Cap do stuff that Cap would normally not do. Because it's a different guy in the suit, And people seem to dig that shit.
Yeah.
I won't lie, though.
Well, they're fucking lame.
Well, I won't lie, though. You got to admit that the
whole point of being Captain America is you are the standard of what is right, excellence, and what is wrong. You know what I mean? You are the voice of reason. You are the tactician. You are the leader. Yeah. You are the embodiment of what is right.
You're as much a soul as you are a symbol.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the whole point of why they need to either back up the Brinks truck and pay Chris Evans whatever the fuck he wants and keep him on and say, hey, Bucky, go fuck yourself. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, Bucky.
That's the thing. You got all these youngins, man.
Anyway, nobody cares.
You got all these youngins that's what they want to see, and that's the problem. Is that you got these kids that like you teach them to act one way, but then you give them the power fantasy that comes from a whole different perspective. Like you teach them to be overly critical of everything that doesn't matter, I guess, because a lot of them their politics is fucked up. But like they don't practice being good people. They don't practice liking character. They hate all the examples of what a good person is supposed to be in media.
Yeah, everybody wants to be the
anti-hero. They all want to be the anti-hero. They want to be the bad boy. That shit's played the fuck out. Like when you grow up, you realize that there's a couple of those guys that exist, but like eventually they end up being like Al Bundy and shit. Like, it can't go. It doesn't go any further. You know what I'm saying? Like, you end up miserable.
No peg.
Yeah. And shit, I wouldn't have minded having a peg. Like Peg wasn't as bad as Al acted like she was. But like Al wasn't happy because he wants to be the bad boy again, or still. He never really was. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
he wanted to be the hero.
He wanted to be the hero, and like That's not where his life went. Like, you can't...
No.
It gets played out if every character is acting the same fucking way. And I see that too often. Like the Hulk. The Hulk was cool because Banner was remorseful for the shit that the Hulk, or that he does as the Hulk. So he would always, you know, and they even brought that in here, and that was pretty cool, that he still wanted to stay away from people, even though this team kind of had a lock on dealing with the Hulk.
Yeah.
He still was like, fuck it, I don't want to deal with this shit. I got to keep myself away from you guys because I turned into the Hulk and fucked up shit happened regardless. So he's like, fuck that, I'm leaving. Even though they could have handled it. People don't like Banner, though. People love the Hulk because the Hulk is a rampaging fucking maniac that just does whatever the fuck he wants.
It's the ultimate power fantasy.
Yeah, and it's like this power fantasy thing, you got to temper it. It's cool to have them, and it's cool to play the games that allow you to live it out, and it's cool to root for those characters, but put it in perspective. It's not like Hulk doesn't always show up to fights as the Hulk. He shows up as Banner, so like a lot of the fights that people, those fantasy fights they come up with, they're lost before it even started. Assassinate Banner, and there it is. It's done. It's completely done. You know, put Banner to sleep. You don't have to worry about the Hulk waking up. Banner's asleep. You can do whatever the hell you want to do to Banner. But too often you keep hearing people kind of dick ride the Hulk like he's this separate entity. Even Marvel, when they got to the point where they separated physically the Hulk from Banner, which doesn't make any fucking sense, but they did it anyway. It's like, stop. That shit is played. Can't you write an interesting story where a character that has duality can actually deal with something? Instead, it's like, nope, we got to do the Fisher-Price version of everything. We cut everything out and just give you the character, you know, in the most distilled form. And it's just like, come on, guys, you got to chill out with that shit, man. People, there's more to it than just that, you know? But that startled the shit out of me.
I didn't think anybody was going to call me.
Booty call!
Sorry, brother, gotta cut this shit.
But
gotta go Hulk out on this chick.
I know, right? I told you not to call me when I'm recording.
I didn't mean that kind of Hulk out.
But yeah, man, that shit, it just gets it's played. I mean, like, I'm really kind of anxious to see what Deadpool turns out to be like. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, ugh, why? Why did we need a Deadpool movie?
Well, I mean, it's going to be current Deadpool. I liked old Deadpool where
from the
some of the funnier things he said were like really dark.
Yeah, like when he used to hang out with Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Some of that shit was really funny. But people don't ever remember that because they were only born 5 years ago and they just watched or listened to whatever they're
comics like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
so like
you only know about this new shit.
Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. Deadpool is like, you know,
Jesus.
the coolest thing ever.
That is the worst fucking version of Deadpool of all time.
That's the one that's going to be in the movie.
I know, right?
Yeah. What's he going to do? Tell he's going to kill the audience when he's done with the movie? Or yourself, Deadpool?
Yeah.
Wait. No,
probably
they
will.
can't do that now. How insensitive of you, ODC.
I know. What's wrong with me?
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
No threats of audience violence anymore. You know, after what happened.
Yeah, you know that shit's
true.
gonna happen. You know it's gonna happen. That's the sad
And
part.
you know what? It's all DC's fault too. You know.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
see, then we're right back to that. No, Deadpool's just going to step like through the director's camera and like murk the crew.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be horrible.
But yeah, it's just going to be like he doesn't break the fourth wall to me. He is the ferret that lives inside of the fourth wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he almost doesn't exist on the side he's supposed to be.
Yeah, you're
anymore.
right. You are so right.
But you know people are going to eat that shit up. You know the masses, but you know how dumb the masses are. Strydent and I had a rant with him the other night about how much I hate the masses. The masses can go fuck themselves as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it's just
because they ruin everything.
That's
because,
called
like,
an orgy.
people
and I don't know if
don't.
they're legal in the United
Well, like, you know, not to be mean, but it's like it's too many people that don't know that are vocal. And they start these fights that because they've watched a Marvel movie or two, you know, or what, 9, because there's 9 of them out right now. So they think they know the Marvel universe because they watch the films, and it's like, look, if we're talking about comics, and then this also kind of moves into a whole nother territory where people want to tell you that the film universe and the comic universes are two different universes, so they can never actually, you can't really compare things that way. And I'm like, yes, you can, because without one, you don't have the other.
Yeah.
So the comic one kind of it predates and it dictates a lot of what they can do, because they're not making up new shit. They're pulling from different books and then smashing it together to make the films that we're going to see. So it's one of those things, man. I don't want to get into those arguments with people because they don't know enough to actually have an educated conversation with you, you know? Like, nothing against them. It's just that you're jumping into an area that we know the history and you don't. And because it's being kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's been kind of dumbed down for them. That still doesn't mean you know how we got there in the first place. You know, you don't even know some of the shit that, you know, made it into the film. You have no idea where that shit came from. And that's what frustrates us, because we know. Because we actually were reading that shit before there was ever any hope of having these films, you know? And this isn't like the hipster bullshit where it's like, well, I liked it before it was popular. No. We liked it. We didn't care about whether or not it was popular because it worked for us. And, you know, now that it is popular and it is mainstream, it's kind of annoying to hear folks that have no idea. They don't appreciate it the way that a lot of us do. We're hearing them just kind of butcher and make really dumb decisions about stuff that's not really as important as they make it out to be. Like, there's no reason why Deadpool has a movie before the Black Panther. There's no fucking reason. There's no fucking reason why there hasn't been a Justice League movie. Like, that makes no sense, but they've been listening to the wrong people, and they've been going about things the wrong way, and it's like, what, self-fulfilling prophecy? Like, the shit just keeps on going on. No, it's like a cycle of violence. The shit just keeps on going and going and going, and there's just no end. Yeah, man, it's annoying. It's fucking annoying. I don't know, man.
So should we put it out there? Is Deadpool going to be the one? Is he going to be the new Howard the Duck?
Yeah.
You never know, man. You never know. And you know, it's funny too, because it's not, I'm not saying I hate the character now because he's become this kind of like this bandwagoning fanboy's fantasy, and it's annoying. Where like all these people, they love and they've always loved Deadpool. And then you ask them, what's your favorite Deadpool story? And they can't tell you shit about a Deadpool story because they don't know, because Deadpool books are usually terrible. They typically don't last very long. I mean, they always reboot and start over and keep going, unlike what they do with everyone else, which I don't understand. But
his ongoing struggle against the Black Swan has always been interested in me.
The Black Swan.
Look it up.
Oh my god. It's just annoying. I that's why I'm annoyed with Deadpool. I actually like a lot of the old X-Force stories that had Deadpool in it, when he was constantly fighting Cable and fighting, what's the chick's name that was pretending to be his old chick? Copycat. Wasn't her name Copycat? Yeah. Copycat Vanessa was her name. He was fighting her all the time, and when Greg Capullo was drawing X-Force, because I have a gang of that shit. That was my favorite period of that series. And like the team was on the run, and like they had that weird base in like New Mexico or something that was just, it was fucking weird. It was like rock formations and shit, and then the computers were built into the rock formation. It was just weird, old school comic book shit, you know. And Deadpool would show up every now and then with a tattered costume because he'd been fighting Cable for months and weeks and shit, and you know, like it was cool. It was like, damn, this is raw shit right here. Like, that's the assassin, that's the merc. You know what he's capable of. This shit where all he's doing is making jokes and pop culture references and whatnot, and he doesn't get anything done, like, fuck that, man. And when he does, you don't know if it doesn't feel real, I guess is what I'm saying. It feels too jokey to be serious, like
it feels like it fits in its own realm.
Yeah.
Deadpool. Like when I read Secret Invasion, the Deadpool tie-in basically had him, he went to get recruited by the Skrulls so that they could make Super Skrull versions of him. And they were so good that they were as crazy as he was. So you had some Deadpool Skrulls killing themselves, You had other ones. He had gotten them. He had manipulated them into turning on the Skrull. So, and by the end of the story, it turns out Nick Fury had gotten a hold of him and had assigned him to do this very thing. Was just to basically go in there and sow, chaos and destruction. And that's basically what he does now. He's an agent of chaos.
Oh my god. Yeah, man. Like I said, he's oversaturated, and it just feels like less thought goes into his stories than it does with everybody else, and people jump on the bandwagon just because they can. And to me, that doesn't warrant a film. You know how many characters deserved films before him? I mean, there's like a good chunk of the Marvel Universe. Shang-Chi deserved to be in a fucking movie before fucking Deadpool. Freaking,
that would be really easy and cheap to do.
Exactly. That's why I'm surprised they went with
Luke Cage, fucking...
Yeah.
That's why I'm hoping Shang-Chi shows up in Iron Fist.
He better. He better. Or else when the time comes for me to do a review, you already know how that shit's going to sound. For real. For real. Because, I mean, like, I thought when they were going to do the Defenders and shit, I was like, oh shit, they're going to do all, like, the obscure characters. And they kind of copped out because they picked the more well-known of those obscure characters. But somehow Jessica Jones gets a freebie in that. I'm like, really? You could have had freaking Misty Knight and Colleen Wing instead of freaking Jessica Jones. You know what I mean? Like a character who kind of didn't exist, but they made her exist within the time frame, like within the Marvel universe.
Yep.
Like, come on.
That could, yeah.
Or freaking Next Wave. Like, give me a Next Wave movie, man. That shit.
That could have been your Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes. Oh my god. A whole bunch of fucks are gonna be like, what the fuck is Next Wave?
Yeah.
They're gonna turn their nose up. Go read that shit. Read that shit.
Wikipedia. Oh, now I'll know everything.
Yeah. Go read that shit because that book is fucking gold.
Yeah.
The shit is so funny. It's one of the funniest books I think I've ever read in my life. And they make reference and they show you everybody in the Marvel universe that you normally see, all the like headlining characters. You see them in the book. They're just not the focal point. They're in the background while these guys are fumbling through shit, And it's just so fucking brilliantly written. It's just ridiculous, man. Fucking Punisher shows up in there because they use the safe house that he uses, and he's torturing a guy, and they just talk to him like he's a roommate. Like, hey, Frank. He's like, yeah. Stuff's in the back. And the guy's screaming like, kill me now. Please kill me. And they're just having a conversation like nothing's going on, man. The shit is just so fucking funny. Frank's in like his butcher garb and shit with the fucking apron with blood all over it and stuff. It's like, that's the Punisher. I mean, they didn't write him out of character because this is a comedy. It's literally a comedy that takes place in the center of the Marvel Universe. Everybody else is still everybody else. And these guys, the fucking team is of Next Wave, just a bunch of morons. Like, I won't say all of them are morons, but a good chunk of the team, they're kind of like not as good at what they do as they should be. But it's some funny shit. Really funny shit. That could have easily been up there with Guardians of the Galaxy. It could have come before Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, in the new Mighty Avengers, they actually make reference to Next Wave because it's technically not supposed to be canon in the Marvel Universe, but I guess because of this issue, now it is, because it turns out
they're always doing that shit. They just can't make up their minds.
Yeah, and the main bad that they're fighting is was from the Beyond Corporation, which is
Lord, that's who they were fighting.
Next Wave.
Yeah.
And you see Monica Rambeau like change her because she can, because of
the whole hard light and all that.
Yeah,
shit.
She changed back into her the outfit she had when she was in that
of course she did.
Series. So I was actually pretty geeked because I was like, I love that book.
Me too.
It's about time they did something with it.
Yeah,
I was surprised they were even making reference to it because it seems like everybody forgot about it.
Yeah. So, except for those of us who bought the Marvel Legends Machine Man figure, that's why he's relevant. Even though that wasn't the costume that he wore in Next Wave, it's still the character. If you look at Jin Sao Tomei's customs, he actually made a really awesome Next Wave version of the character, like a custom, using that figure as the base, obviously, and it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Fucking amazing, man. I don't know. Yeah, I know we started out, I guess I'm going to have to rename this our, Marvel discussion with our Avengers, review.
It turns into Marvel Legends discussion.
But yeah, man.
Our Age of Ultron review that turns into Toy Talk.
Age of Ultron review, so much more.
I know,
Yes,
right?
and much more.
Exactly. It's just one of those things, though, man. Like, the freaking... I just wish more people knew what they were talking about, and I hate the way Marvel is going about utilizing people's ignorance as a way to market these films, because that way, and DC's doing it too, where they're making the films for people who don't read comics, and then the people who do read comics were kind of like in the background, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, this isn't what.
I mean,
this
you
isn't
have
what went
that.
down.
You have that majority of fans that they get geeked because they threw in like, oh, the Batman's armored suit from Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, but that's
oh my
the
god,
only
I'm so
comic.
geeked. They're like, oh my god, it's awesome. It's gonna be so great.
Jizz in my pants.
Yeah, I'm like they just, you don't even know what the rest of the movie is like. You just saw that one clip of him looking up in the suit, and you're ready to throw all your money at the screen.
Ready to bust some nuts.
Like settle down and wait, because it might not be that good.
Yeah,
it just might not be that good. I'm not saying it's gonna suck, but
it might not even be a big part of the movie.
Yeah,
either. It might be a very short. You might see that suit for like 2 seconds before Cal rips that shit off of him. You know what I mean? Like, you never know, and people are really geeked about it, and I'm just like, eh.
Or maybe he just wants to wear it, like, when he first meets him, because he doesn't know what Cal's gonna do.
Yeah, exactly.
And after that, it's like, oh, okay, you're not gonna rip my head off.
It was weird too how I heard a lot of people.
Yeah, he knows.
What's up? No, go ahead. You're good.
No, I was just gonna say he knows at this point. Well, it's gonna be weird because like they don't really know each other, and the whole basis of why they're fighting each other.
It always is.
Yeah. And knowing each other for as long as they do.
Yeah.
Like that's why that fight works so well.
Yeah.
Because there's that paradigm of these two guys have known each other, been friends forever, and now they're on different sides and have grown to be different people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why that fight meant so much more. And I feel like this fight is going to be a little bit different because it's not going to mean as much because these are just two morons just pummeling each other.
They've got to get to it before Arthur gets to it in Civil War, before the Air Batman and, for all intents and purposes, the Superman that matters.
Yeah, exactly.
Like before they start duking it out. Like I said, we talked about it last night, Strydent. You can bring up Sentry all you want because his powers are the closest.
Yeah.
But no one gives a shit about Sentry.
I know. Not even me.
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck Sentry.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, effectively, their Superman and their Batman are about to be at odds in movie form. So, like, DC would like to get to that first.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think they would have been smarter to go with just straight up, just don't worry about Marvel. Do your own thing. Stay focused on you, because it's the same thing. Okay, I'll even make a comparison to the Monday Night Wars with wrestling. It's the reason why WCW failed so much is because they were always worried about what the WWE was doing all the time.
Yeah.
And they were always trying to, we'll give away. They're a tape show, so we'll give away their results. They were so involved in what WWF or WWE, whatever you want to call them, were doing at the time that they weren't focusing on their own product and making it better. That's why they failed. And that's what I feel like Marvel or DC is doing with Marvel. They're so worried about what they're doing. Oh, let's try to hurry up and do this. They're going to fail.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel it's going to happen.
That's what it looks like.
Because Wise Man once said, number one does not have to acknowledge number two.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The same thing was true in those wars. WWF, even though the competition was close for ratings, they were still clearly the better, more backed, more publicly known promotion at the time. So WWF was constantly clawing, constantly trying to do, like you said, whatever they could do to get noticed and to catch up. DC now, especially like cinematically, like as far as their movies go, they are desperately behind, especially since they were almost adamant about, like, we're not going to make movies. It was almost like that was their attitude a few years ago.
Yeah, they were going to do all animated shit, and they were so good, man.
Did you not notice this giant pile of money? mean, are you ignorant to the smell of pure cash?
Yeah.
Sweaty hands.
Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
It's like right there. I mean, and it's getting bigger.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's getting bigger. But also fine, we'll just make another Batman movie. At that point, you just want to slam your head against the wall. Like, why
really?
can't you make a movie about someone else that people care about?
Exactly.
Well, we made Superman, and people care about Superman.
It's like we tried the Green Lantern movie, and then look what happened there. No, that thing was ruined from the
start. When you had to delay it because when they had to delay it because they had a problem with CGI, we knew that it was all fucked up from the beginning.
But that doesn't mean don't ever try it again. It means try something different.
It means do
and
better.
Now they're finally doing it, like you said. And Marvel's what? Phase 2 is fucking over in a month.
Yeah.
Or 2. Is it 2? Yeah. When does Ant-Man come out?
Yeah, I think it's
July.
July. Ant-Man comes out in July. 1st. That's Phase 2. Phase 2, fucking like 10 movies.
Yeah, man.
And you've made 1 or arguably 2 in the space of time.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just like, there's money. You're a company. This is the most important thing in the world, to make money.
Well, they make bad decisions. I mean,
they don't see it that way.
Not getting Bruce.
And this isn't even for like artistic integrity or anything like that, because it's not like, their stories have been setting the world on fire in the comics world in the meantime.
No, not at all. Well, Convergence is doing well, but everything else has been pretty.
Like New 52?
No, not
goodbye, New 52.
New 52 was terrible.
See?
It was
that's
terrible.
That's what's happening right now, and that's what people don't care about. And then Marvel, it's almost too much the other way. It's like, instead of, like we just talked about before, like instead of the comics informing the movies, now like Ouroboros is complete, and the movies are informing the comics.
Mm-hmm.
Too damn much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's just a shame that like you were, and I'm looking forward to I'm actually looking forward to Batman versus Superman. I don't know why they can't just call it Batman versus Superman. They got to do all this Dawn of Justice
because it's a court case.
Yeah. Batman versus the state of Batman versus the Superman. And then it's Dawn of Justice.
The case will now come to order.
All right.
The Honorable Judge Judy presiding.
Judge Judy. They would get Judge Judy too.
Okay, did Mr. L, Kal-El, Your Honor.
Don't correct me.
I know, right? I know, right? Maybe on your planet you can do that, but you can't do that in my planet.
This is the people's court, motherfucker.
This is my planet. All right.
Oh my God.
You're lucky this is going on at daytime. Because I am the night. I am Judge Judy. And you are out of order, young man.
Yeah. But I'm supposed to be 50. I'm actually older than you.
You guys need help.
Throws a batarang at Judge Judy.
I know, right? He's like, man. Throws a batarang.
Yeah, hey, I don't want to in any way throw any type of shade on what Marvel's done. I mean, their movies have been incredibly enjoyable, all of them on some level, some of them to an incredible level.
Yeah.
So the last Avengers movie was freaking phenomenal. Like we said, we talked about the action direction, that shit was top notch above anything else I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Any of the Marvel movies up to this point.
I still think, and I should have said this before, it's not above Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is still, to me, the best Marvel film they've done. But it was up there, though. Cap felt like he came right out of that movie. He was consistent like he was in Winter Soldier. You know what I'm saying? Physically consistent. His voice, the way he acted, everything.
In Winter Soldier.
What? I don't know. I don't agree.
The way he was fighting, I feel like he was...
Nothing was fighting him back the way that freaking Bucky was fighting him back. So it's impossible for any of that shit.
Except Ultron.
Ultron was just swinging at him and shooting at him. I'm talking about Bucky was trying to kill him with skill. And it was he had to actually be more skilled. It wasn't let me get my shield and use block with my shield and
Bucky was trying to...
Bucky was... It was literally another Cap trying to kill Cap. And it was shit, you're watching two super soldiers go at it. It was way more complex, is what I'm saying. It wasn't just
like Bucky was trying to kill him, and after like the first encounter, like Steve was no longer trying to kill him.
Yeah,
he's like,
he knew exactly who he was.
That's Bucky. I can't kill him.
It's like, okay, it's like when you play Street Fighter Third Strike, it's like hardcore, in-depth combat, where when you play fucking like martial arts, but when you play Marvel vs. Capcom, it's like super heroic, over the top everything. You know what I'm saying? That's how Avengers felt to Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier was kind of a little bit more personal, and Cap had like emotional stress, physical stress, because everybody was trying to kill his ass. Like, everybody was trying to kill everybody in that movie. Like, there was you couldn't trust anybody. They couldn't hide anywhere. I mean, shit, fucking Nick Fury got shot when he was hiding. Like, you remember that shit? Yeah, he went to Cap's house to hide and got shot. I'm like, yeah, it just really...
And Winter Soldier was like, click, clack, motherfucker!
That's exactly what happened.
Cap's phone was like, oh, I'm sorry, did I break your concentration?
I know, right? I know, right? Black out! Yeah, man. It was just like, it was stress, and then more stress, and then more stress, and it was just like, man. Whereas like in Avengers, they were literally doing the one thing that the Avengers always do, is fight super powered threats. You know what I mean? And everybody fought together. It wasn't like Cap fighting by himself. I mean, because like, yeah, fucking, huh?
And bust arms dealers.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
You know what would be really cool in a movie though? It'd be really cool if like there's like this would be funny. Especially if it was a Batman movie. If it was a Batman movie, it'd be fucking hilarious. Ready? If Batman's fighting like the Joker, and he's having kind of a hard time, and he's fighting like 6 dudes, and Clark shows up, he's like, hey man, need some help? And he's like, get the fuck out of here, Clark!
What the hell? You need help.
I know. I feel it'd be hilarious.
I know, right? Like, leave me alone. I got this.
Get out of here, Clark!
Oh, using his real name around bad guys and shit.
I got this, okay? I got this.
I got this.
I know. He's like, you look like you need some help.
While he's looking at him and fighting the dudes now with one hand. Like, I got this, okay?
He's like being pinned down and punched in the face. I said I got this.
Leave me alone.
Is like, you sure I could just I could just take a deep breath and shut up.
Yeah, shut up.
They did. You know what's funny is
I could clap my hands together and
they did this kind of shit in the animated series. That's what made the animated series so good.
The problem, Clark.
No, they did this kind of shit in the animated series, and that team up and stuff. Like, Superman would show up and murk what Batman was fighting without doing anything. Like, the freaking robot, remember the one in World's Finest? The freaking robot was about to like stab Batman after he was unmasked in front of Lois, and he's like struggling, trying to keep the arms from like stabbing him in the face, and then Superman just lands on it, and he's like, "So I saw you needed some help." It's like that kind of shit. Like, that's the reason why people hate Superman so much, is because of that kind of back and forth. But like, to me, I'm like, hey, whatever. That's the point of having the character around. Like, you want to see that kind of shit.
Yeah, man. Because there's worse shit than that. There's worse shit going on.
Yeah.
Than just what Batman's fighting.
Exactly.
See, Batman's problem is that he's just like Spider-Man, but Spider-Man will admit, like, hey, man, I'm just fighting crooks and thieves. Batman's like, fuck you, I'll take everyone on.
Yeah, he's like, it's my city. It's my city.
Oh my God. It's like, and I got into an argument with, like, I think, not an argument, but talked to one of my friends about this too. I'm like, dude, if like Bruce really wanted to make a difference, like, Bruce Wayne could make more of a difference in cleaning up Gotham City than the Batman could.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, just put people who aren't corrupt in the positions of power and let's see what happens. Instead of
we talked about that.
Trying to fight crime one purse snatcher at a time.
Yeah. Or
that shit is just insanity.
Or going through the regular channels. Like, why would you go through those? Go ahead. Like, why would you go through those channels where you're going to put someone through the regular justice system? You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make any damn sense. Like, the regular justice system is going to fail every time. Like, Joker,
every time
he goes to the chair. There's no question. Send him to the fucking chair or the gas chamber. A purse snatcher?
He's dead. Yeah,
a purse snatcher? Okay, fine. Drug dealer? Okay, fine. Put them through the regular.
The thing I don't get about the Joker is they say he's crazy, and that's why they put him in the insane asylum and not like to the death penalty. But
that's the first time.
You can still be crazy and be calculated and premeditated and prove that it's murder.
Well, they don't. You know that
Batman
these cats
is the greatest detective, so why can't you put together this evidence and hand it to the cops?
He's too busy enjoying beating the living shit out of all the villains in Gotham. That's why.
Yeah.
It's.
He's like, I need to get my rocks off somewhere. I'll go the shit out of someone
this makes him feel that was the argument too.
Yeah.
It's like the whole thing is Batman bring them out or do they bring him out? It's like it kind of justifies his existence.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, if he doesn't have his villains, then he's pointless.
Yeah. But I also like Red Hood's explanation or his explanation. Is that the right word? I guess his stance.
Yeah.
So look, I'm not saying you kill all of them. I'm saying you
control
kill
them.
Him.
Yeah, him and control the rest. Yeah.
There's no redeeming qualities to keeping him alive.
Exactly. That's why I get fucking Red Hood, man. That's why he's like one of my favorites, even though he's kind of like a shoot 'em up dude, whatever. He's kind of similar to the Punisher, whatever you want to call it. But
yeah,
he's just like he's got a grasp of what the fuck actually has to exist if this were reality. Like you would have to kill motherfuckers
because literally
in reality,
every minute that the Joker is alive, potentially thousands of people's lives are at risk.
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
Every minute.
Yeah.
Like Riddler, he doesn't.
Fuck Riddler.
It's like
Riddler shouldn't even be able to break out of Arkham.
Yeah.
Like no, he's the problem.
Riddler should be that one-off.
Like the Riddler and the Clock King. Like,
no, you just hit him.
People like that. That's just.
You just beat him one good time. You beat him one good time, and he'll stop for real. You just hit him in the jaw like so hard. Hit him with a fucking roundhouse elbow strike in the jaw, and he will fear for his life, and he will. He'll shut down shop and stop doing his shit because the Riddler always felt like a one-off.
Just put their asses in wheelchairs.
Yeah,
break their fucking legs.
Break his arm or his leg, and he'd be like, "Oh my god,
you broke them off to the fucking hospital." Oh, I just chopped your fucking legs off. You're never gonna be able to walk ever again. Good luck trying to rob something.
But that's almost where you should be because literally this like I'm going to catch him. I'm going to put him back in Arkham. I'm going to catch him and put him. How long must you do this before you even say to yourself, "Wow,
this isn't working"?
This doesn't really feel like it's doing a damn
thing. Exactly. He's not. It's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Yeah.
That's all Batman does. What he's doing is insanity.
Yeah.
He's never gonna succeed.
And you're right to a degree, Strydent. When you said earlier on, it's like going through proper channels probably will still. I mean, ultimately, no matter who you put in those seats, like the opportunity for corruption is still too high.
Yeah,
like I get that. Even if like all these people are like super loyal to Bruce and like they key in, they want to follow his mission, they want to help him. It's just too damn risky.
But that's why I say
to truly trust that.
But that's why I say Batman is smart enough. Like he's a criminologist. He's a profiler. Mm-hmm. He's smart enough to figure out who is going to do their job and do it right. Get them, figure out ways to work either as Batman or as Bruce Wayne or as both to put those people in the positions within the justice system to actually mete out justice,
or fucking scare the shit out of them.
I'm getting to that because once they start fucking up, he shows up as Batman and scares them back straight.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then he finds the next person that's gonna take over and handle business the way it should be handled. And that's how he gets a grip on his city.
Yeah. But it's pretty obvious that the folks writing these books
don't want to go there.
They don't care about how the justice system really works. Yeah. And I'm almost convinced that a lot of them, they don't.
And again, not to say that, Batman stories aren't fun like the way they are, but it's like...
They're fun, but I just mean some shit should never get there.
Dude.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they want to keep Joker dancing with Batman for as long as they possibly can because they know it sells books.
Oh, yeah.
Once he's dead and gone. You can't really go back. Even though I think they have.
Oh,
I think I read somewhere. I think I think I read somewhere where like they said that Joker figured out a way to even escape hell, and that's why he can't get killed or some bullshit.
Oh Lord, yeah, this new Joker was supposed to be immortal. I mean, it turns out that he may not be because they killed both of them off.
Yeah.
Batman and Joker are dead from the New 52. So who knows? But I don't know.
Spoilers.
No.
Hey, whatever. Whatever.
Oh my God, my ears just exploded.
I know. If you're listening to this show and you don't know how we get down when it comes to discussing this stuff, then I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to fucking tell you because this is like routine for us. Like this is what we do. We just talk about the shit. I know, right?
We fuck shit up.
Who do you guys think that Batman's like if I was a superhero and my villain was like one villain, I would be probably most afraid of fucking Scarecrow. I know that sounds ridiculous.
Well, I mean, that's what he does.
Batman likes to get high. He's not going to be scared of Scarecrow. Batman likes to get high. Think about every Arkham game. He gets high in every one. Scarecrow wasn't even in the second game, and he was illing off that juice, that sauce that Ra's al Ghul gave him, and he was controlling that shit. Batman loves to get high.
Yeah, just so he can prove that he can overcome it. Yeah.
He's coming up to Scarecrow like
he's getting ripped.
What you got today?
Yeah. I know he got stabbed with all 5 of Scarecrow's syringes.
Yeah.
He was like, "Bitch, you got more? Like, I got tolerance."
He's like, "I got more, motherfucker."
He took control of his trip.
That was awesome. I'll be back.
Like, I'm not afraid of the Joker that much because he's not really that scary. Like, I can kick the Joker's ass.
Joker, his plans are what you need to be scared of and how you're going to stop him. But once Batman puts his hands on him, it's done.
Yeah,
just knocks his teeth out and puts him in jail.
Unless you're Christian Bale Batman, then you get your ass kicked.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
because he wasn't wearing hockey pads. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. God.
Yeah, no, he flossed on all those like trained gunmen in Hong Kong, and then just lost to crazy, like, because that's all Joker was doing. He just had that crazy strength. He wasn't really fighting, and he sick dogs on him. Did he knock out a dog in the beginning of that movie, and then all of a sudden
he fucked up 2 dogs. He like kills the one. He like throws one over a fucking ledge.
Yeah,
it's like, whoa. He just fucked that dog's life up.
No animals are harmed.
Where's Sarah McLachlan?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's Sarah McLachlan for those dogs?
No, but who would be your one villain? Your one, if you had to choose like a Batman villain.
Fucking Killer Croc.
Killer Croc. Okay,
yeah,
I can see that. I could see also Clayface scaring the shit out of me.
Yeah, I think that'd be mine. I think I'd say Clayface.
Yeah.
Just because even if you do figure out it's him, like, that motherfucker's still really goddamn strong.
And durable, too. You can't kill him.
Yeah.
He's at the freak.
You throw a bucket of water on him to get rid of him. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. H2O, bitch.
Yeah, man, there's that part in Arkham City where you throw the Batarang to open the door, and he comes through the fucking wall and hits the cage. Yeah. And I actually jumped. Like, I was surprised. That was a good jump scare because you don't see it coming if you didn't play the game before. And I was like, if I was down in the dark sewer and I knew Killer Croc was down there, I'd be kind of soiling myself a little bit.
Oh yeah, dude! I was playing that scene in the dark. Like, I was like going through it. It was like in Arkham City when the fucking shark jumps out.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, if you know me, I'm deathly afraid of sharks. My biggest fear in the world. And I was like, something's gonna happen here. I go, something's gonna happen with this fucking shark. And I'm creeping along, all of a sudden the shark pops. I'm like,
what happens when you have to go in the suit?
I just did.
Come on, Iron Man 2.
He was like,
Yeah, the Croc scene though. That scared the shit out of me. I was like, oh fuck, here it comes.
talking about Arkham City.
Hits you and you're like, ah!
That the worst is the waiting.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it is.
Exactly. Well, I don't know. I guess we kind of ran the gamut.
Yeah.
But
Closing Avengers Age of Ultron was pretty damn amazing.
yeah, it was
Yes,
good.
it was awesome. Go see it. Go see it twice, like I did, and I guess do you guys all see it twice?
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw
I saw it twice too.
Yeah, it was good. It's worth the admission price twice.
For sure.
It's amazing how, it's amazing how, like, you know, you can evacuate an entire city in, like, you know, 15 minutes.
20 minutes. Yeah. And people don't complain about that shit. But whatever. It was still fun. It was still...
Oh, no. It's like, no, you need to go, like, now, because something's going to happen, like, really, really bad.
Yep. We don't know quite what it is yet, but I can feel, you know, what are we doing in the clouds? How did we get in the clouds all of a sudden? What the fuck is going on?
That was kind of weird, though.
Yeah, no, because the air should have been thin up there, and they should
I
have been
was
able
just
to do
about
it.
to say
as much.
that. I was thinking
Cap threw that in there, too. Like,
Yeah.
even I can tell the air's getting thin. Like, well, if you can tell the air's getting thin, fucking Black Widow and Hawkeye should have passed out by now.
Yeah.
Well, they,
But I can let that shit go. I let that shit go.
I was gonna say not so much.
Saying it like it's bad. I'm like, well,
not
yeah,
so
because
much
it's
Black
just starting to
Widow.
Get real now. You're above the clouds. It's not good.
exactly. Quicksilver would have fucking passed out
I know,
a long
right?
time ago.
Well, he was
But
breathing
no,
hard. They showed him breathing hard. Like,
it's like if you're hurt, fight through it. If you're dead, get the fuck up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
walk it off.
Fuck up.
I was like,
And
that's
Quicksilver
awesome.
was like, yeah, he's right. I'm sorry. He's right.
I know, right? You didn't
He's
see
right.
that coming.
I like how they both had that accent.
Yeah, it was proper.
You love that shit.
No, you love that shit. All you fucking Avengers, you look the
Hey,
same.
Tony Stark. You like to blow things up, huh? Yeah, love that shit.
That's all right. You love that. That's all right. You see these up in the clothes. You love that shit. It's no problem.
Look out at this. It's beautiful.
No problem.
We sit in the rubber for days waiting for Tony Stark to kill us.
Yeah, they were not happy. They were not happy. I dug them though. They did a good job. They did a good job with them. They didn't feel forced. They didn't feel forced at all.
No.
But
I like Strucker's little line in the beginning, like his whole friggin' like 5 minutes and no surrender.
I'm going to surrender.
That's the other thing I hated. I hated the fact that they killed him so fast.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I hated the fact they killed him.
I actually thought he was going to throw down with
I
Cap.
didn't
So did
like that
I.
either. I didn't, because you could have used Strucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really thought he was going to throw down with Cap, and that just didn't. Cap just laid him the fuck out.
The fuck out. No gauntlet. No.
Yeah.
He left it in his other
shit, I was on
pants.
the wrong-
Tuh.
He's like, oh, but don't worry, I'm gonna take down Strucker and like stomp shield. Boop. All right, he's down.
Yeah.
He's done. Okay. All taken care of.
Yeah, that shit
Okay,
was
he's
awesome.
Second fight.
And even the part before, like I didn't even realize that the all those flashback scenes, which I guess, you know, if you're crunching numbers, they get kind of expensive for something that's supposed to last like 3 minutes. Like friggin' Whedon had to fight to get those in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was reading about that too.
Because otherwise what? It would have been like them all walking around looking stupid.
Yeah. That would have been really dumb.
Like they're under hypnosis. Like, what the hell are they seeing? And like in friggin' ODC, you said it too. What the hell was the Hulk seeing?
I wanted to
I
know.
really wanna
I was
know.
so curious. I'm like, are they going to show it now? Are they going? And then it just ended. And I'm like, what the fuck was the point of that?
But whatever it was, he had to get away. Like, he
That's
had,
hilarious.
like, he had to,
Really
what
bad.
the fuck? He was mad and he had to go.
Yeah. You know what he did? He saw Superman. He was like, oh, fuck. Fucker. I got to get the hell out of here.
That's jacked up.
I know.
Oh man. Yeah, it's funny though, man. Like
Cordial.
all folks just I don't know. Everyone wants to see what they want to see. That's what it ends up, coming down to, because like nobody points out a lot of this stuff, and we're just joking around, and somehow this stuff is coming up in our reviews and our videos, and other people could do that shit too. Like pay attention and come to a conclusion. Yeah. That's all it takes.
But really, that's all I can think of. Again, outside of like cutting the running time down, I guess they shot this stuff still. So did they not want to shoot it because they had to pull in all these people? I guess because you had to get the period costumes for friggin' for Cap's thing, and then there was Thor's friggin' like Thor scene, which I mean that was also pretty damn cool because Asgard's probably pretty screwed up right now.
No, it's going to. That was the future. That wasn't the present.
Well, at the end of Thor 2, remember
Loki was on the throne pretending to be Odin. Yeah, but they said like, what's his name's not blinded. You know what I'm saying? Heimdall, because Heimdall teleported him in the movie in Avengers. So like that shit didn't even happen yet. It's going to happen. Yeah. That's all Ragnarok shit. So but I don't know. It's worth.
I think Thor Ragnarok is going to be just as good as Thor 2. Thor 2 I thought was awesome.
I think it's going to be like
a lot of people forget about Thor 2.
Yeah, people don't like Thor for some reason. I loved it. I think
I just like they all feel different.
Exactly.
Like they have like different tones and like it's not like they're all not straight just superhero movies.
Yeah, they're all like a genre film.
The technology bend with Iron Man, the friggin' like military spy field with Cap. You got the high fantasy with Thor. It's like they actually these things, even though they're all connected, these individual movies feel like they exist in different corners of the world.
Yeah, it's
worlds entirely.
The same thing that we used to get with the DC animated films, where they all were different genres of film. And they just happened to be animated. Like The Spectre was a horror movie. Freaking Jonah Hex was your, Western. You've had their attempt at a heist movie with Attack on Arkham. Ugh, God, Assault on Arkham. God, that shit was horrible. And I got shit for that,
It's not as bad as Batman versus Robin, though.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
That shit is garbage.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
I haven't watched it yet. I was going to watch it.
It's better than Batman and Son, but it's just like they just can't get Batman right. It had good fights. Like, some of the fight scenes are really cool, but yeah, I agree. Overall, it's just not that good of a film.
So I guess outside of... So are we not liking James Spader as Ultron, or just the way he played it?
Oh no, he was fine.
I don't mind James Spader as Ultron. I just don't like the comedic humor with him. He should have been dark.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I was expecting too. I mean, even beyond the previews, like you said, which set this completely different tone than what we got in the movie. It was still good, but I was expecting something a lot bleaker.
That didn't make it.
Yeah, there's lines in the trailer that didn't make it into the film.
Yeah, they'll probably be in the extended cut. Should almost guarantee they'll be.
I can't wait for the director's cut.
Yeah,
they need to have that.
But I will say, I did laugh when Hulk got into the Quinjet, though.
Yeah.
We're crying out loud.
Yeah.
You see him go flying out the bag.
That was funny.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that at all either.
Yeah, and the speech, the dialogue they had at the end with Vision and Ultron, I really dug that too.
That was cool.
Yeah. And they're sufferingly naive.
But here's something I wanted to bring up, and I almost forgot to bring it up. Okay, Vision is royally fucked. Like he's
gonna die.
Fucked over the Vision.
He's gonna die when Thanos gets there. Yeah.
And you just brought him into the universe.
Yeah, he's gonna die. Yeah. Or they're gonna have to rebuild him really quickly.
Mind gem on his head.
Yeah. It's drama, man. They want drama. That's all.
Yeah, I was going to say this quote. Clearly, that's going to be the last one that they grab, but yeah.
Yeah. He's going to get it.
It's horrible. And you would have thought that, like, the Vision could have, like, fucking destroyed Ultron in 10 seconds with the goddamn mind gem.
Yeah, they did kind of nerf
his fucking forehead.
That's one of the problems I have with the Marvel, cinematic universe power levels and shit. Like, characters, and we were talking about this earlier with the Hulk and Tony, like, Iron Man can't outfight the Hulk. It's a machine after all. He's going to rip it up and that's it. but they keep making him outfight the Hulk and Thor. Iron Man can't beat Thor outside of using the fucking Thor Buster. And then, like, in the comic books, we know it goes differently, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they're really bad at, like, people's power levels, man. They nerf characters that are really powerful, and they add strength and abilities to characters that are weak, and I don't think that's cool.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's weird.
What were you saying? No, I heard someone laughing. Go ahead. What the fuck?
No.
Are you watching TV or something? What the hell?
No. Now I'm thinking. Yeah, because
no,
what I was going to say before was, I'm like, if somehow, I guess in Cap, which I guess technically Cap 3 is actually more like Avengers 4, but Avengers 3, but
yeah.
Like, what if, like, Vision dies and, like, there actually is some sort of thing between, like, I don't know what the thing is, or what if, like, there is something between Wanda and him and Vision? Like, if Vision dies, that's just going to set Wanda off?
Well, they're going to bring him back.
Because she lost her brooks?
They're going to read
No more superheroes!
That I'm not expecting, but I'm like, dude,
that would be funny. That would be hilarious.
Is she just going to, like, put, like, 1 billion people to sleep or something like that?
That'd be hilarious. Nah, she's not that powerful.
Go to sleep, bitch!
That would be funny though if they did like a dream sequence where she's like, no more superheroes. It'd be like a handful of us in the theater laughing and everybody else would be looking at us like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Like, yeah,
you just don't be knowing.
What's wrong with these people?
You just don't be knowing.
He's like, no, just made me think of something.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's so. I mean, and plus, I'm sorry, this Avengers team that they gave me at the end of the movie can't go off like it does.
No,
you know they're
two black people, 2 black guys.
No, people aren't ready. Guys, people aren't ready for that yet.
I know, right?
No.
Maybe another 25 years down the line. But right now, it's not a good
25
time.
years. Good God.
Wait, Don.
Good God.
Does Don Cheadle want to do real movies again? Is that why? Oh, okay, never mind.
Wow, real movies? Jesus
Boom,
Christ. Wow.
I love that scene.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, he gives a little nod like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
Yeah.
Jesus, he said real movies.
I thought it was hilarious when Vision just handed the fucking
the hammer. Yeah.
Like, oh, here, I think you dropped this. Here.
Then they all try to justify it later.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, you put it in an elevator, and the elevator goes up.
That shit was funny.
It was good. Yeah, they had a good. They did the character moments were just real good.
Yeah,
that's just the way Josh.
Yeah, their banter's always good.
Yeah, Josh Whedon.
When the Vision actually like emerged from that whatever from the
chrysalis,
like that little his first interaction with the team was actually really cool.
Yeah,
like especially all of them come up. It's like wait, don't smash him yet.
Yeah.
Because we're not sure if we can.
Yeah. Yeah, it was quality. Yeah, they did a good job. It, like I said earlier, and like Agent O said, we all said it. It was a good movie. It's well done, well paced and everything. It was just little things that I guess if you think about it, then you're gonna be like, wait a second, why did that happen again? Like, how does this work? But overall, it was a really
like
good
you said,
movie.
it happens. What do they call that? I think there's a term for that. Fridge logic. When you watch something and you accept it in the moment, but then
after it marinates for a little bit,
you get something. You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, because honestly, I didn't think about that BS line I just threw out about Cap and the thin air thing. I just thought of that now.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that one. I didn't think about that first time I saw it, the second time I saw it. I'm like, yeah, if he's struggling or if he's noticing, I'm like, that means that like everybody who's not enhanced should be unconscious.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Which is like one person on the team, though. Well, because Tony's in a suit, so it's just Hawkeye. He would have fainted somewhere. Like, you guys see Hawkeye?
Black Widow. Yeah, I have.
You seen Hawkeye? I don't know.
Over there, they're over.
But yeah, like I said, definitely nothing like so bad that like took you out of the experience. Like I said, like you said, it was friggin' everything was just well done.
Yeah, it was good.
Yep, it was good.
It was real good.
Everybody was cast well too. I liked Elizabeth Olsen and friggin' like, you know, damn it, what the hell is Quicksilver's name again?
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Aaron Taylor Johnson. Yes, like they were freaking great. Also, the second time they've been in a movie together.
Yeah, I know, right?
I think.
Yeah, before they were banging, now they're brother and sister.
Yeah.
They're still banging. What are you talking about? And no, twincest is not wincest. I didn't actually want to see that in the film, so I'm glad they didn't put that in there. I kept hearing people say that shit, and I'm like, man, what is wrong with you folks, man?
Yeah, I know.
Like all the people running around with the Hail Hydra. Like, you don't realize that Hail Hydra is supposed to be Hail Hitler? That's the comic version of Hail Hitler, and you're seeing it on T-shirts and shit, and we were talking about it the other day. It's like, come on, guys, stop with the meme bullshit without thinking about it.
But Gary Shandling said it, and he was cool.
Gary Shandling looked like he was made out of plastic in the movie.
He was dying.
Oh God, yeah.
He's dying. Yeah, he looked
like it was plastic that was left out in the sun too long.
It's like hot dog skin, man. Fucking hot dog skin, man. That's what he looked like. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Well, that's it for us, man. I think we went over everything. Peace outside, folks.
Later, people.
Peace out.